Hello everyone and welcome to I Jump Instead on YouTube. My name is Stephanie and I will be your fitness instructor for today's 30-minute rebounder workout for all levels, for beginners, for intermediate, for all ages, for every body. We are jumping instead, or we are incorporating jumping into our daily fitness regimen. And I'm so happy that you're here with me today. I am in a new studio. This is Texas, and we are going to be here for 3 weeks. And we're so happy to have you joining us for this daily class. We do go live 6 days a week, or we provide 6 free classes every single week for 30 minutes. And the consistency of jumping is really where we start to transform, and we really start to get an education on how to use a rebounder and how we can really maximize our performance. And we nose breathe on this channel. We nose breathe in our fitness endeavor always, 100% of the time. And we encourage you to incorporate nose breathing into your classes with jumping or into your other fitness endeavors, whatever they may be. And rebounding is so strengthening and it's so rewarding because we are developing incredible mobility and flexibility. We are rehabilitating weaknesses, we're balancing out our bodies, and we're getting really strong, and consistency proves it. So we invite you to join us several days a week or 6 days a week here for free on this channel. And so we're so happy to have you here today. Let's just invite you, or let's just be grateful for that. How about, let's get started here. Lovely, beautiful new studio. I am so happy to be here, and let's begin. So we're gonna have our feet in a comfortable wide stance that feels good, and so we're confident in taking our hands off the bar if need. But we can always have one hand on the bar, and we always have a handlebar on our rebounder whenever we jump. And shoes, if you are wearing shoes, that's fantastic. If you don't want to wear shoes, that's fantastic. You can do it however you want to. And we encourage you to try it without shoes in case you haven't yet, okay? So let's get started with a beautiful upright posture, and we can be in heel pumping form or having our feet flat against the mat. It really doesn't matter when we're getting our health pump and getting our health bounce started and established. So I want us to have our chin level, and let's close our mouths. Teeth closed as well. That helps us to structure and strengthen the jawline, because every down bounce applies that force, that gravity, increased gravity, acceleration force against the jaw muscles. So teeth closed actually puts a minor kind of flex in the jaw. And then we're strengthening the jaw with every single bounce. So let's go ahead and relax the eyes, and with a nice straight spine, let's begin humming. And we're gonna just incorporate some humming with inhales through the nose. And I want us to take one hand off the bar and pull on the ear. So reach with that ear, open it, loosen it up, just create more mobility in the ear. And when you're ready, go ahead and switch hands. And now let's go ahead and take the first hand off the bar again, and let's spread the palm as wide as we can and wiggle the fingers for 5, 4, keep it wide open, 3, 2, and 1. Other hand for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's open the jaw and spread the jaw as wide open as we can for 5, 4, 2, and 1. And now let's take a moment to look around the room at objects that are both close and farther away, and focus in while we bounce, while we nose breathe. Go into your vision and see if you can be more precise in your focus for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now let's go ahead and start rocking and getting the body a little bit warmed up. And we're going to incorporate some core engagement, some leg engagement, and arm engagement. But let's make sure that we have our jaw posture in check, teeth closed, jaw is level to the ground. And let's rock here so we're pressing into each foot back and forth or side to side. And with equal weight distribution, using the core strength to press down. That strength really does stem from the core. So let's feel that and let's connect to that, using your core to press each foot down. And let's just get into this aerobic movement, and we meet the pace of our mat. So if our mat has us moving at a faster or a slower pace than this, that's perfectly fine, because you just have to match your mat in the rhythm of your mat. And in the rhythm of your core activation, stay in that core strength throughout all the rocking, throughout the whole class if we can, connecting to the core. Let's go ahead and take one hand off the bar and let's begin incorporating a reach. And that happens on the same side as we press down. So let's be in that nice reach. And I want you to extend your arm up as high as you can. So you don't have to bring your elbow down too much. We're just working on the mobility of the shoulder. Teeth are closed. And if you have a ceiling above your head, just use your palm going straight up. Or you could be reaching through the fingers. And let's just keep that elbow straight out to the side of you. Keep using your core. You'll feel the stretch happening on this side of your body. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands on the bar, and we're going to switch over to the other side. So every time that foot comes down, that arm comes up. Let's go ahead and begin feeling the core stretching. Feel the elbow is coming out straight to the side and it's reaching up. Three, 2, and 1. I want us to now take a moment to, when this foot goes down, the shoulder comes up. So spread the shoulder apart from that down press, okay? And then that's gonna go on both sides. And let's stay right here in this rock where we can feel our hips opening up. We can feel our core muscles are engaged. The chin is level, teeth are closed. And you can go as deeply as you desire, but I encourage you to stay right in the zone of your current flexibility, and we're just massaging that. We're loosening it up, and we're using our core muscles and the legs. Now, I want you to slowly rotate your chest so it's facing at a 45-degree angle while you keep the shoulders rocking. If you're not on the exact same, coordination as me, that's okay. As long as your waistline is rocking and your feet are rocking. So we're gonna just be here in this 45-degree angle. Let's go a little bit deeper into the stretch. Just pulling, just kind of guiding, using our shoulders to guide us. Shoulders coming up and down, up and down. And then let's slowly rotate to the other side. And I'm keeping one hand on the bar at all times. And now I want you to have your back straight up and down as we're rocking into our lower back and our waist and our hips. And we have our teeth closed and the shoulders are guiding us, connecting to this symmetry and this flexibility in our core and our waistline. Now let's go to the front and center again, continuing to rock the shoulders. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead now and do some squat bouncing. So I want us to take a moment to establish flat feet against the mat and then a knee bend. and we're going to pump down into the mat. So this is the same thing where we meet our mat, we meet the flexibility of the bounce that the mat provides. And we go into it with our own efforts to press down in that rhythm press. So it does take a little bit of skill or coordination to kind of find our mat, and we are the ones putting in the effort to press down. Because we can be having the bounce kind of the mat kind of bounce us, or we can bounce into the mat and use our leg strength. And this connects the muscles a little bit more and helps us to strengthen the muscles because we're using the strength. We're actually tapping into our strength and applying that strength, that skill of pressing into the mat in a rhythmic pump. And we're taking full advantage of this resistance mat beneath our feet, accessing the ability to strengthen our legs and connect with that light rep down press, because we're pressing against resistance. Many light reps equals great success. That's how I've developed all the muscles throughout my entire body. I've just used this rebounder. I've just used lightweight, high rep, weight resistance, reps, whatever it is. It's like I have not done heavy weightlifting to build muscle. I've done high rep, lightweight, if this is considered lightweight, right? So feet are flat against the mat and we're pressing down with our own strength. And we're staying in that rhythm. Do you feel your thighs getting stronger already? Do you feel those muscles activating? Teeth are closed. The goal is to be breathing comfortably through the nose, having a light to moderate activation or muscle burn in the thighs, while we can maintain a nose breath effortlessly. Well, there's some effort. So let's just feel that for 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's straighten up those knees and start rocking again. And we're gonna incorporate the arms. So one hand off the bar, put the palm towards your chest, and when we press down on this side, then we're gonna reach. Just like that. Now lift that chest up, make sure it's nice and lifted. With every single down press and reach, we really want to lengthen as the jaw stays level, teeth stay closed. Feel that stretch, that deep stretch through the underarm, through the deltoid and the shoulder, through the bicep, through the elbow, through the forearm, wrists, fingers. Reach, keep reaching, keep stretching, working and improving your flexibility. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Keep rocking, and we'll switch sides. This foot goes down into the mat, and then we reach. And I like to remind myself and you to lift the chest, jaw is level, teeth are closed, and feel that high rep opportunity here to lengthen. So we're lengthening in reps. We're strengthening in reps. We're adding resistance reps. We're adding lengthening reps. Getting these muscles flexible, getting them more mobile, creating more room in the muscle tissue to add more muscle fiber. When we lengthen and reach, that helps us to recruit more muscle. So continuing to engage the core muscles, let's feel the symmetry in this reach for 3, 2, and 1. Hands back on the bar. And we're gonna do one more set on each side with the arms, and I want us to connect with that down pump, and then we're gonna reach on that same side. This time I want your arm to come back, just about at a 45-degree angle behind you. Feel that nice deep stretch through the chest, keeping your face forward, keeping your teeth closed. feel your tricep. Feel your bicep. Connect with the length and the reach. Feel your chest opening up and loosening up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hand on the bar, switching sides. So this foot goes down and down and down, and then we reach. "45-degree angle behind here, while the shoulders stay square forward, so we can get that nice deep stretch in the chest and in the shoulder and the full arm. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hands on the bar, and let's go back to squat bounce. Feet are flat, knees do a slight bend. Find your strength, find your mat's flexibility, and you're in charge. You press down, and you find that rhythm and stay in your strength. This may take some coordination because you're keeping up with your mat's flexibility as well. You want to stay in that strength. You may be able to shift the pace a little bit. You can slow it down or speed it up depending on your goal. You might feel you need a little bit more out of this move, and you might press a little faster. You might feel like it's too intense. You can slow it down just a little bit or stand up a little taller. If you press your knees, or bend your knees a little bit more, you continuing to use the core with your chest up, you're going to get more activation in the thighs. So work on this upper body form where the core is engaged, shoulders are open, chest is lifted, chin is level, and then the legs are getting all this action, core as well. The legs are getting all this action. Feel the feet, feel the mat beneath your feet. Feel your heels. Feel the top of your feet. Feel the full foot press through, activating all the muscles in the thighs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Health pump. Take a moment to push your hips forward. And we're going to get into a heel pump here with our glutes firm and flexed. So hold and thrust, hold the thrust. So I'll show you. I'm thrusting the hip forward in a hold, like that. And now I'm just applying that down bounce. My heels are pumping. In some circumstances, my heels don't pump. It's like I can manipulate. I can keep my feet against the mat, or I can pump the heels, or even in some cases have the full foot lift off the mat. And I want to explore that. As a gymnast, as a rebound enthusiast, I want to explore it all. This is a resistance mat, and we can use it to our greatest advantage, and there are limitless amounts of ways to connect to applying resistance to our body. So we're doing that right now. It's strengthening our lower back, our full glutes, both equally, and we are connecting deeper than we can imagine with doing isometrics on a rebounder. It is connecting and strengthening our nervous system. So hold that flex. Go into your actual ability and effort to contract and hold and squeeze and nose breathe with your teeth closed and relax your shoulders. Know where to relax and know where to focus in your mind. Being very precisely connected to not just one glute, but both glutes, or not just the glutes, but both equally. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release. Glute transformation in action. When we are practicing the skill of isometric contraction while applying a gentle bounce. Let's go ahead and get some calf activation so then we can seal the deal. Full body, and then we're gonna do some sit bouncing. So we can get up on the calves in many different ways. We can pump every several bounces. We can do every other bounce, or maybe we can just stay up on the toes and get this incredible isolation and contractions against the calves. And what's great about this is the calves are gonna guide the way, and they're gonna get strong fast. You may notice that you do it a certain way for several days or weeks, and then you go, this is getting too easy. And that happens very often with jumping, is that all of a sudden weeks go by and the moves get easier and easier. We have to keep up with that, and we have to notice that we modify, not necessarily always, just making it easier, but we modify to make it harder, and we modify to create that progression, or that progressive overload is what they say. We have to modify. That's why it is important to follow my lead and to do it the way I do it, but you also have to be focusing so hard on feeling inward and making adjustments in order to connect to your energy levels today, your skill, your flexibility, your strength level. And we have a lot of potential here. So let's go ahead and take the toes and face them out and just finish this up here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take a moment now to health bounce. And all this while nose breathing. So you may be new to nose breathing, and you'll notice maybe initially with nose breathing that you can't go as hard when you all of a sudden switch from mouth breathing to nose breathing because your mouth is closed. But that in itself is the same thing when we build the skill of bouncing, when we build the skills of isometric contractions while jumping, we're also building the skill of nose breathing. What we notice is really quick results, really rapid gains and rapid fitness improvements when we begin our nose breathing journey, and then we practice it, and then the next thing we know, we're back up to the exact same intensity level as we started with, but with our mouth closed, and that's a really incredible improvement. So let's go ahead now and take a moment to sit down and finish off the workout. First, we're gonna sit. Oh yeah, I have my pillow right there. We're gonna do some sit bouncing. So if you're new to sit bouncing, we want to have our bum towards the center of the mat, feet on the ground, and then chin level and lift, shoulders open. We're not hunched forward and we don't have our shoulders back. We're just lifted through with the chin level. And then we can get our body into this bounce. You can use your arms for momentum. You could have your hands on the bar. It doesn't matter. You could have your feet straddling the bar. You could have your feet between the bar. All is welcome because we're here to explore the rebounder. And there's many different ways to position our bodies to get the same results. So I like to do many things when we sit. We can incorporate core activation or core connection. So we were talking about muscle contraction. If you go into your core muscles and you contract them and you kind of squeeze them, the only way or the best way to know you're doing that, accomplishing that, is by touching your core and the muscles are firm and you're not holding your breath. You're still able to breathe through your nose. So just be there, connect here, take this moment to connect to firm tummy and breathing through the nose. And we don't have to breathe hard. I actually want you to just breathe lightly or just, not forced breath. Great job. You're doing great. It's firm inside. You're just holding that firmness and then you breathe in. That's the ticket. We could practice and practice and practice this, and the next thing we know, we're so much more connected to our core and strong in our core. Just from knowing how to stabilize, contract the core muscles while we breathe through the nose. Gonna take our palms and let's push them together. And I want us to bring your palm or bring your prayer hands about 15 inches away from your face and push your palms together and feel the resistance or feel the activation. Just go up to the shoulders and into the chest and back. Keep your teeth closed. Keep your breath moving solely through your nose. And now feel not just the contraction that's going through your whole arms, chest, and back, but also into your core. Now, eyes relaxed, nose breathe, 40 seconds. You don't have to press hard, just be in the press that you can do for 30 more seconds while breathing through the nose. Can you feel your back, core, shoulders, chest muscles? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. If you felt like that release was a great relief, you did perfectly. We got really strong there. Even just that little bit. Contractions, internal contractions like that are strengthening the nervous system. So powerful and so strong, so strengthening. Now let's take our hands and let's interlock them and pull the arms apart from each other. So we're going to start with this hand grip and we will switch hand grips. But let's go ahead and hold this for 15 seconds. And again, feel through forearms, the triceps and the biceps, the shoulders, the chest, back, and core. Teeth closed. 5, 4, 3, switching hand grips. Here we go. I notice the top of my feet are lifting off the ground. Heels are still touching the ground, but my feet are kind of doing their own thing, and that's what your feet should be doing too. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And now let's just hold this core contraction for the next minute. I want you to lift the chest just a little bit and picture your core muscles somewhat of an accordion, but you want to be upright. Don't want to be hunched forward. So you want to be upright, and naturally the down bounce is applying a force of increased weight application to your core muscles. And because you're in there and you're squeezing, you're creating more muscle density. You're creating more strength and muscle tissue. Strengthening all the tendons, ligaments, cells, and the organs. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and relax here. And we're going to lay down and do some bridge pose first, and then leg inversion. So I actually have a pillow. I didn't mention that we use a pillow in these classes. So this pillow is available on ijumpinstead.com if you do need kind of a, you know, you can beat it up, you know, you can get it sweaty or whatever, and it's fine. So I also like to put a towel over my rebounder because I typically will have oil on the springs of a Cellar-Sizer rebounder, which this is the Cellar-Sizer spring rebounder. So let's go ahead and start with bridge pose, so get your back square on the center of the mat. The head is either just comfortably on your pillow or it's below the rim of the rebounder. And I want you to put your feet flat on the ground, and I want you to lift through the glutes. And take this moment here, get comfortable, open your shoulders, and take a moment here. Let's connect with our contraction, and then through the toes and the balls of the feet and the heels all at once, I want you to press down into the ground. Now, close your mouth in case it's open. And through the inhale and the exhale, you're staying very connected to the press. 20 seconds. Very focused, pressing through the bottom of your feet straight through the ground for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. And we'll do one more round. Take a moment here with your feet against the ground and shake. Shake your knees, flutter your knees, your legs, your thighs. Shake for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and lift. Now press. Actually, let's try this. Instead of pressing through the feet, I want you to press through the hips and clench your glutes, squeeze your glutes and hold. If your feet or your hips feel like they need an adjustment and your feet feel like they need to change the exact position, that's what you need to do is change it. That's what I do. That's how you know where to place your feet. Your hips will tell you, your legs will tell you. You'll just naturally shift your position. And you may even notice if you start to do this more and more that your feet want to kind of continue shifting throughout the move. So let's keep those glutes high for 5, 4, push them up, 3, 2, 1, and bring those glutes down and shake out the legs for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now let's get our back centered on the mat if it's shifted a little bit, and we're gonna actually we're not gonna bounce. We're just gonna elevate our feet and our arms, and we're gonna shake out the legs and arms. We call this jitterbug. And we're gonna shake it out for 15 seconds. Teeth are closed. Three, 2, and 1. Go ahead and place one foot against the bar. Now, there's many ways you could be laying towards the bar. I typically will have your legs toward at least one bar or in between the bars so you can balance your legs against the bar. So I'm gonna have us balance one leg against the bar. Take your other foot and pull the toes apart. I gotta move through this quickly because I took a little bit extra time today. So we're gonna pull the toes apart. Give your calf a couple slaps, back of the knee and the thigh. Just a couple slaps. And now the other leg. So toes first, spread the toes apart. And slap the back of the calf, back of the knee, and the thigh. And now you get to do whatever you desire. If you want to balance your legs against the bar and relax and do leg inversion, this is an excellent opportunity to do leg inversion. There's so many benefits to leg inversion. If you haven't yet already, I want you to go online and Google it or AI search benefits of leg inversion, and you're going to be so grateful you did that because you're going to recognize the power and the transformation that happens just from leg version alone, and then we stack that on top of rebounding and isometric exercise. So this is wonderful opportunity to do that. Otherwise, class is over. I'm gonna, in increments, I'm gonna get myself standing back up again. I usually like to have my feet down on the ground for 10 seconds first before I sit up. And then when I sit up, I'll sit here for 10 seconds. And then I stand up and I'm all finished. So thank you for being here and for joining me for today's 30-minute workout. If you liked this routine and you liked the new studio and you liked the blue dress, I want you to send me something blue in the comment section. Any of the emojis, if you can find an emoji with any shade of blue and it sparks joy for you, send me an emoji with blue. I really appreciate that. That helps us to spread these videos on social media. Just your comments alone, okay? So comment an emoji, and we appreciate the likes. Thank you again so much for being here, and we really hope to see you as many days a week as you can. Make it 6 days a week. We do provide these classes, and consistency is key. Thank you for learning and growing your skills for rebounding here with I Jump Instead. Hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.